We are live 364 days a year. What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan. Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get fishy after Monday Night Raw?
Welcome to Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast, a show where a rotating cast of wrestling fans from around the world come and share and debate their opinions, with live comments from all of you shown throughout, as after all, fans are what makes wrestling so special. So sit back, grab a beverage and enjoy the show. Good evening from Swansea, South Wales wrestling fans. Last night on Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso, well, he crashed out, didn't he? That man was not happy. He did not take his loss well. But is he turning heel? We are going to be talking about that today, that is for sure, as well as everything else from last night's episode of Raw, including that Bron Breakker promo, which I'm really excited to get into. But before we do, we need to talk. Well, I need to introduce today's panel, and let's kick things off with Mickey Mouse's best pal. How are you, Jordy In The Bank?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm actually going to see the man himself tomorrow. No, Thursday. But anyway, we're talking wrestling. I'm feeling good, mate. It's December. Look, I've got my Christmas tree up. There's a couple of lights on, some baubles. You know, I'm feeling good. But Raw was good. You're right. Jay had a crash out. That is the only description possible. I'm excited to talk about the rest of it as well.
Absolutely, it's going to be a fun show, not just because it's me and you talking, Jordy, but also because you're going to have to pretend I'm Shard for the day because I've managed to get the crew back together. Welcome back to the daily broadcast after a short break, Chaos. How are you, Chaos?
My gosh, short break, man. I got Brock Lesnar's schedule right now, the way I'm popping in and out of the with you guys. I miss you guys, trust me. But yeah, I am good. I'm happy to be here back on the Tuesday and to talk about Monday Night Raw as we usually do. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about. And you know, coming back obviously from a somewhat lukewarm Survivor Series. But yeah, it's a potential for that's coming up for Saturday night's main event and everything leading up to the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, I can't wait to mix it up with you guys. So let's get straight to it.
Absolutely. And we got Zach in the comments saying it's business of popping corn day. I mean, I've never in my life heard of that. I mean, that is a new one for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
That.
We'll celebrate it. We'll have some popcorn.
Yeah. Toffee, by the way. Toffee.
DCX Warlord is counting the number of hats this week. Jordy's wearing one today, so we're up to 2 on the 2nd of December. But without further ado, let's get into last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, and specifically LA Knight versus Jey Uso, because we'll talk about the tournament in a little bit. But after Jey Uso lost the match, he was not happy. He was looking fuming. The crowd were behind him. They were trying to elevate him. Despite the narrative and criticism online, it is clear the crowd still loves Jey Uso. But he clearly does not love himself, because he got out of that ring, he started hitting his head on the announce table, then just wrecking everything everywhere. The Prime went absolutely everywhere. I mean, I think it's the only shelves that Prime is flying off at the minute. But then afterwards, he went backstage, he ignored Jackie Redmond, and he called it a night, Chaos. What the hell happened?
Boy, yeah, that was a crash of all crash outs. You literally saw the proverbial glass break in his mind when he just flipped everything and did us a favor and flipped the Prime bottles over because he doesn't really like that stuff. But yeah, we knew this was coming. We knew, you know, and they have paced this out very neatly. Like, he's been slowly losing his mind ever since he lost the World Championship, and it's not. I'm thankful that they are not you know, just doing a quick flip regarding this. This is definitely a slow brew, and we all know Triple H loves a slow brew. But do I think that it's going to be a heel turn? I don't think it's going to be a full heel turn per se, but I think he's going to be more grittier, more grounded. I think probably slowly you're going to probably stop seeing the yeets with the kids. You know, I think it's going to be really just fending for himself, but not go the full heel route. Because right now he's doubting himself. He even said to Jackie Redmond, he was saying like, the title looks better on his shoulder. No one else's, not even on his own. So like, yeah, I feel like he's just gonna get more grittier, more grounded, and to stop with the yeets, and just really just go for it. But I think that he's gonna be a tweener, and I think that's the best thing. And then to just go full heel, because there's so much ground to cover with him. Being someone that's got a lot of momentum in the crowd. For a second, I thought the crowd was saying that he sucks, but it was chanting Uso. But yeah, I'm here for it. This is a very good build to something that could really propel him to the next level instead of just going face heel. Just keep it in the middle, but yeah, cut out the what's you call it, the clutter, as so to speak. The yeets and the colors and all that. Just put your head down and just go straight for the title. When that'll happen, I don't know, but yeah, they're doing it right. I'm liking this.
I mean, I don't think in all my years of watching wrestling, I've ever seen a situation like this where the crowds are absolutely loving Jey Uso, but the internet is absolutely hating him. The difference is absolutely incredible, to the point that the internet last night were all saying LA Knight needs to win, LA Knight needs to win. The crowd were kind of booing LA Knight when he won. They were unhappy that Jey didn't win. It was weird.
It's like we're living in a very weird universe, so to speak. Not everyone is on the same page. It's almost like we're constantly in Canada. It's always bizarre. We're back in the day when it was always Bizarro land, where like the heels were being cheered and the baby faces were being booed. That's where we kind of at right now. But yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I think I didn't realize that the LA Knight was getting booed.
Only when he won. And then it was only like, it wasn't like boo. It was just like a weird vibe because the crowd was so into Jey. They were a bit thrown off when he didn't win, especially the manner in which LA Knight won with that roll up. I
felt like there was some, I don't know if there was some miscommunications or something, because I remember when it was the superplex and you see like Jey just completely slamming the mat after he hit the superplex. I thought maybe like, did he hit it wrong? Was it too rough? And he just, I don't know. He just felt like he kind of got taken out of it. I don't know. But yeah, either way, like I was kind of surprised that LA Knight went through, because I totally thought it was going to be Jey. It would be more of a bigger moment if Jey went to the final and lost there, because he's so close to the final hurdle and he still can't do it. But they did it here, so yeah, it is what it is.
I definitely do think it's the correct decision to have LA Knight win this match, purely because, again, I don't think Jey Uso should turn heel, and I also don't think he's turning heel. I think they're doing this to try and win back fans, and then he's going to go right back to this gimmick. I don't think the Yeats are going anywhere. It's making them bucket loads of money. The crowds aren't tired of him. I mean, the internet clearly is, but I think the aim of this angle is to win back some of the internet, but for it to go back round full circle.
Just to round it up, I do feel like this. I do kind of miss right hand man Jey. I feel like that was pretty much one of his finest work when it was like in the bloodline. So there is that element that it could go back there, but like you said, they're making so much money with him, and they rather just keep as many money makers as they can when they don't really need to switch him, because we're begging for Cody to switch, but they ain't doing that anytime soon. So
no. Exactly. Not for a long time. Couple of comments here. Donnie says Jey was furious. Knight slipped and still went for the move. So that's what the match.
That's what I'm saying. It looked like he was pissed, but I don't know. It didn't look, because he didn't really fully sell it. He would look like he was really frustrated at the way it slipped up. So could be wrong.
I do just want to mention something, right, Jordy? And I'm mentioning this right before I chuck it to you very deliberately here.
Okay.
I have more and more questions about LA Knight the more and more I see him. Because I'm going to be honest about it, right? I understand the internet loves him, but the majority of WWE crowds outside of the O2 Stadium for Money in the Bank, no crowd has actually fully gone behind him. There's always been yeahs and all that, but there's never been a crowd really, really massively behind him, other than a handful of locations, a handful of times ever. But what you often see with him is matches he's in, either there's some big botch or there's some miscommunication, and it happens every single time. And not only that, but the more I hear him talk, the more I think to myself, this dude, he's coming up with nothing original here. I'm going to be honest, I just think LA Knight is completely and utterly overrated. I don't buy this at all. I think the internet is just getting behind him as a way to kind of try and control the product, which I have no issue with. But I don't think it's because they love LA Knight. I think LA Knight's the opposite of a martyr, essentially. But Jordy, I want to get your thoughts on the Jey Uso stuff and this LA Knight stuff.
Yeah, well, Jay has, like I said, one of what I think will go on being known as a big Christmas crash out. It's a type of thing that you see, like, you know what I mean, someone throwing a Monopoly board when they're not winning around the Christmas table. So he kind of lost it a little bit. I'm convinced that the moment Jay will turn heel, and I do think he will, I think he'll take out Jimmy, and I think Jimmy will have an extended period of time off because of the baby. But I think that then when Jimmy comes back, he'll be the face and Jay will be the heel, and I think they'll actually run back a match that maybe wasn't to the standard of what everybody expected, including themselves. So I do genuinely think that Jay is going to turn heel. I think that it's a very slow build. LA Knight, I don't think is overrated. I don't think I think you're remembering it wrong. I think that he gets pops pretty much whenever that music hits, unless we know he's coming out. Like, if LA
he
Knight
does get pops,
out,
that's not what I mean. I mean the crowd properly chanting his name and getting behind him during matches.
I think as well, when Money in the Bank, not just London, every year, I think that he has been the crowd favorite to win, and he doesn't. And I think there's a lot of LA Knight fans out here that it's frustrating, and I genuinely believe that he's gonna go and lose at the final hurdle against Gunther as well. I think he is brilliant on the mic. I have said for the longest time that he would be brilliant in a feud with John Cena, regardless of if he wins. I don't even think we're going to get to see them go back to back on the mic at this point, because John's got one last appearance. So unless they come out and have a little battle before they fight, which isn't going to happen. So I don't think he's going to win, but I don't think it's an accident either. I think that the LA Knight for the past couple of weeks has actually been playing a little bit of a meta move and saying that, like, people are standing in my way, which is what the LA Knight fans have been saying. And I think they're going to play into it by having him lose again at the final hurdle. And I think LA Knight needs a heel turn. I've been saying this for the longest time as well. I think he's better as a heel. And I think right now it would work for him to turn heel. I think he's got motive to turn heel because of the lack of opportunity. Well, not lack of opportunity, but he should have had more than one title shot by now, I think. And I do believe that his feud with Roman Reigns, albeit short, I think that not only me remember things from it. So yeah, I do disagree. I don't think he's overrated, and I think it's a case of we've been saying it for so long, and we can't believe that he's not in that main event picture still. We can't believe that he's not won a Money in the Bank match, and I don't think it's a case of trying to control the product. Definitely not from me. I genuinely believe that he can hold his own in the main event world title picture, and I don't think he's being given the opportunity to do it. And it's annoying because I want to see him do it. If he falls, fair enough. I'll hold my hands up and I'll say I was wrong. I genuinely believe he won't. I think he will have a solid run, even if he wins a title, even if it's a 3-month run, just to be up in that picture. Even if he has a heel, because I don't know how many of them we've got that can put on a good program. I believe LA Knight as a heel can put on a good program with Cody Rhodes, with CM Punk.
I agree with you on that, but the issue is, like, over half, way over half this roster, especially in the main event scene, are heels. They have too many heels and not enough baby faces. I mean, maybe for Cody, maybe on SmackDown, they could do with somebody else in there. And I wouldn't mind that feud either. But we got some comments from Donnie here that I want to get your reaction on, Jordy, because Donnie says that LA Knight works like an indie guy, more concerned with getting his stuff in than the match itself. He's beyond overrated. They don't pop for him, they pop for his entrance, and they like to say, yeah. He stumbles in almost every promo. He has unsafe timing issues in every match, often the same spot, and the internet likes him only because he hasn't been pushed. What's your reaction to those comments?
I disagree with a lot of it. I pretty much all of it. I'm not gonna say that he doesn't like. I can see what he sees by he tries to get his stuff in, but like, doesn't everyone to an extent? Like, I think
Ain't
it's
that why
almost
Drew McIntyre got pissed at him at the Rumble?
isn't.
It
Yeah,
was. It
it's
was
a little bit like LA Knight has got more of a style that like people like The Rock used to just get their stuff in, right? Like it was something. It's more of an old school thing. So maybe LA Knight does that because he works in a more of an old school style. I I think if he was on the Indies, he'd be the most popular indie wrestler in the world, and I think
Agreed.
he'd think he
Agreed.
would sell out wherever he went. So I don't think it would be a bad thing for him. But I do disagree. I don't think that he deserves to be there. I think he deserves more.
Well, Donnie with a little bit of an exclusive here. Of course, you guys know Donnie interviews a lot of WWE wrestlers, and he's saying that many people on the roster feel the same way as him as LA Knight. So maybe this is a thing where he legitimately has heat backstage, and maybe that's why he's not getting this push.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. It wouldn't surprise me. It's not the first time, and it certainly won't be the last.
That's
Nope.
very true. But guys, up next, I want to talk about a little bit of a nicer subject, but still LA Knight. I want to talk about LA Knight versus Gunther next week because it is going, not even next week, this Friday on SmackDown, it is going to happen. The winner will retire John Cena. Huge stakes. Jordy, you are a guy who has always been the John Cena guy at Wrestling Republic. So I want to know, if it was up to you right now, out of Gunther and LA Knight, who do you think should retire John Cena? And then who do you think it will be if that answer is different?
Yeah, no, it is different. I think it's pretty clear from what I said, obviously, that I would rather see LA Knight in this position. I would rather see him actually be given something. Like it would make me feel better about it in a sense of like, no, you're gonna come close to everything throughout the whole year. You're gonna just come in second place, but you are gonna be the one that retires John Cena. I would like that for him. I don't believe it's gonna happen. From the moment Gunther walked out with his old music, with a new look, I've been saying it from the start, and I don't want it to happen, but it is going to happen. I've just got no massive interest in that match, especially when we don't really have a great deal of time to build to it. I get it. I get what we're doing. Gunther retired Goldberg this year. He's probably going to retire Cena. I still have got a bit of a weird thing about it saying like we're retiring people when they've called the retirement. Like, I remember retiring someone was like a career versus career situation in a match. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you beat them, so therefore they had to retire. This isn't that. Like Cena said he was retiring like a year ago on this date. He's just his last opponent. I don't agree with that anybody is retiring John Cena. The only person that, and I've said this as well, that I would have agreed with saying it would have been Dom Mysterio, because I think it would have been funny that he's going around saying it when Cena actually called it himself a year ago. I've got no interest in it. I'm sure it'll be a good match, but I'm not thrilled that this is going to be Cena's last opponent.
Well, to be honest, Jordy, I'm going to shock you here. I completely agree with you. I completely agree. Not about LA Knight should be the guy, but about Gunther shouldn't be the guy, because I believe we were in a situation where we got two guys who, I mean, LA Knight definitely could need it, but Gunther I don't think needs it. It definitely would help him. I'm not saying it wouldn't, but to me, I think this could have made someone. It could have made a younger star such as a Carmelo Hayes, a Trick Williams, an Obafemi, a Bron Breakker, someone along those lines, especially someone like Melo, who I really do think could need it right now. This was an opportunity, and I don't think we are going to get that. But Chaos, I want to get your thoughts. Who do you think out of these two should be the guy to retire Cena?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I want to go on a tangent, or like not on the tangent, a little rant regarding this, but I'll try to keep it short and sweet. So yeah, I mean, first off, going into regard the Matt Solo versus Gunther, it was great. Definitely one of the best matches of the night. I didn't really quite agree the way how Gunther won, because he obviously won via, low blows and being a proper heel, and that kind of goes against everything that Gunther always speaks about. He's just meant to be this guy that just never stops, and he respects the mat, and like he's just obviously just going at you without dealing with turnbuckles or doing low blows and all that. It was fine doing it against the tall guy, whatever his name is, one of the Tongas, but to do it against Solo, I just felt like it kind of watered down what Gunther was all about. So, but I'm happy that he won. Yeah, I said from the beginning, as soon as they announced the bracket, I was just like, yeah, that's Gunther's my guy. It's just there's no way they're gonna put him in there and then he's not gonna win it. I see what you mean regarding Gunther's gonna retire John Cena, or whoever wins this is gonna retire John Cena, but this is not what it's about. It was like you said, Jordy, regarding people with Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. They had career versus career matches or whatever it was too. So that's fair enough. Now that this match is gonna be against Cena, and it's not gonna be for a title. I also agree that I don't know if Gunther is the best person because I thought in my mind, since Cena was going to be the champion, Gunther should be the right person to take the title from, because they could keep on that stat that Gunther has, is that for the majority of his time in WWE, Gunther has always had a title. I think about 80 or 85% of his time since being in WWE, he's always had a championship. So him taking the title off Cena would have been perfect. And he has another great IC title run. Now that there's no title involved, this kind of doesn't do much other than, he's just out here retiring people. And which Gunther doesn't really need that. But yeah, my pick is for Gunther ultimately. The match is going to be great on Friday. I'm just here for it. But yeah, I agree. I don't think Gunther was probably the best person now that the title is not involved. It doesn't make anything.
Completely disagree. I was thrilled they took the title off him because of the possibility that I think it will be Gunther. You cannot put the IC title back on Gunther. The dude's had the longest reign in history. Anything like he's a 2 world title reign since. It's a step backwards.
Make him lose it fast.
Okay, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's the point of him beating Cena? To just immediately lose that
right
run.
now there isn't.
Riddle me this. If we're doing what's the point? Why has Cena not got one last appearance on SmackDown prior to
Apparently it's his schedule, but it's the dumbest thing ever. I've been ranting about this for weeks, Jordy.
It's so stupid. So we find out the winner on Friday. Great. We've got 2 shows in between, and whoever wins is just gonna cut a promo to no one. And if they dial him in, it's not the same. And whoever it is, Gunther, I know, yeah. Whether it be Gunther, I'd rather it be LA Knight. I want to see one last promo exchange, and I think it would be great with either of them. And we're not gonna get it. It's just gonna go straight into a match, and I just don't. It all doesn't make
this
sense.
stuff really dampens down this whole tour. This whole year has been an absolute.
No one else is going to call a farewell to it again because they're like, nope, no chance. It doesn't. It gets booked horrifically, so they're going to turn me heel.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would like LA Knight to beat Cena by turning heel. That's my ideal scenario.
Oh my God, that is supercharged heat. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. And then it makes something. You know what I mean? It's like at least something is achieved. What are we going to get? Are we going to see a Gunther face turn? Is he going to shake Cena's hand or something? And then we're going to start building towards Gunther versus Brock.
You didn't say Goldberg's.
He didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't.
I don't know, but I do agree with you, Jordy, on this. And again, to your point with the amount of dates left, I mean, apparently this is a situation where John Cena's team and WWE negotiated it at the start of the year, and these dates were like set from very, very early on.
Yeah.
So I don't know how on earth they thought to themselves, you know what, let's use all the dates at the beginning and leave none to the end. I don't know, but it's completely disappointing. And I think with the little dates they've had left, for example, the last 3 months, right? I think they've done really well with the final 3 months, but it's the other 9 months they just horrifically screwed up. And then it's like if you were given the final 3 months, you were told it's that amount of dates. I think they've done a good job with it, but they should have had more dates, and they should have done this from the start instead of doing whatever they need to. But Donnie is not sold at all on LA Knight versus John Cena.
I like vanilla ice cream, though, to be fair.
Blame Travis Scott. That's what I'm saying.
Davis says Gunther did not get a reaction at all last night. Having the wrong person face Cena is an irreversible mistake. And Numero One says that he liked Solo versus Gunther because both guys tried to cheat, but he wanted to see who would out-cheat the other one. Yeah, I mean, I always say I don't think Gunther as a wrestler needs to cheat because of his gimmick. I think he can just be a bad person, a bit of a bully, but win successfully. I think that works for him. But when he's facing a cheater like Solo Sikoa, it does make sense. But Genie Uso is supporting Jey Uso in the comments there as well. But without further ado, let's move on to the next topic because Braun Breaker last night cut a career promo. Shard talk scraps. This is a shot at you. I want to just make that clear before I even say it. You said for months and months and months on this very show that Braun Breaker cannot cut a promo. Well, last night he cut a promo of the year contender. He shut up absolutely everybody who says that he is not ready for the World Heavyweight Championship. And on January 5th, he will be facing CM Punk. And in my opinion, he should win that match. I don't predict he will, but I think he is ready. And I miss them doing shock title changes, especially when it comes to younger talent. We don't need to wait for years to crown these champions because that has never been the case. This guy is ready. He has proved he's ready and he's got Paul Heyman in his corner. Chaos, I believe he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely one of his stronger promos. I mean, this was probably the longest he's ever been on a mic, to be fair. I just don't like the way how the IWC, the wrestling community is just saying this was like a pipe bomb. I'm just like, just calm yourselves down, please. Like it was fine. It was good. Definitely his strongest moment. It proved that he can definitely handle himself in the mic, and he's been working on it, and he's got the right people around him. He's got Paul Heyman by his side, and people like Seth Rollins, that's been pretty sure have been coaching him this whole time. So it's I'm here for the match on January 5th. Will he win it? I don't think so. I think they're going to save that until probably WrestleMania, because I feel like whatever, all the stuff that was happening in Survivor Series, that was kind of like a bit of an indication of what is going to happen going into the WrestleMania season. So I feel like they're probably going to run it back, and one of the nights at WrestleMania, probably that's when Braun Breaker wins it, because they have a lot of stock in him. So I feel like that would be the best place for him to win the title. And then maybe if he's ready, Seth Rollins comes out and then says, "Yeah, I'm coming for you and the rest of the division." For that, but it was a great show out for that. That whole segment was great. It was definitely talking to Shad, 100% talking to Shad directly through the lens regarding that promo, and I'm here for it. So yeah, I'm hyped for January 5th. I'm hyped for WrestleMania as well when that happens, which is on my birthday, of course. I'm ready to see Steiner as the world champion. But yeah, it won't be on January 5th. No, that's Punk's day.
Well, we found out this week that Becky Lynch watches Wrestling Republic, so it's very possible indeed that so does Braun Breaker when he heard those words from Shard, and he decided, hang on, I need to cut this promo. But I do think the pipe bomb comparisons were more probably about the fact that he broke kayfabe a little bit, talking about how Punk allegedly said backstage to him after WrestleMania if he can cut a promo or not now, which, if true, is a dreadful move, but it is clearly kicked a fire under Braun, and it's a career-making moment, says Davis. I have to agree. And Donnie says he is now ready, but Numero One wishes the masked man was revealed, as he thinks we can all agree that it's Austin Theory. I hope you are right there, but Jordy, I want to get your thoughts on this Braun Breaker promo.
I thought it was very good. I think the comparisons to the pipe bomb, for me, the way that I saw it when people were saying it, it was a career-defining moment for Punk, that promo. And this was a career-defining moment for Braun. I don't think it was on the same level, nor do I think it'll go down in history in the same way. However, you've got to consider the age of Braun Breaker. Like, he's, and you're right, Chaos, you're absolutely right. He is surrounded with the best people, and they saw it kind of from the off, right? Like they saw this is the next guy, and we saw it. They've seen it, and when you look at like Carmelo and Bron kind of came up at the same time, and the similar amount of hype was kind of made about them, and these are the two next big things, and where they are, and the kind of opportunities they've been given. I would love it if he won. I'm with you, Ben. I think it would be an incredible moment to do that. To just pull that trigger, it would be almost like Brock back in the day. It would remind me of that, and we've not really seen it that often. And I do think he's ready. I really do. I thought he was ready before last night. I'm not going to lie. But that last night, really, I think he put himself on the map. I think that's the thing that you can say. Some people who maybe were skepticals are maybe now a little bit more sold on him because his in-ring work is kind of undeniable, right? I didn't really think his promos were anything to worry about, but obviously there's levels to it, and he definitely has stepped up a level.
Absolutely, definitely a career-making night for Bron Breakker, but it was also a huge night for the Women's Tag Team Championships because we had a number one contenders match, well, a supposed number one contenders match between Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss against Rio, and of course the Kabuki Warriors interfered. It was always going to happen. It was so obvious it was going to happen, but what was not obvious was that Bayley and Lyra, and then Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day came out after it as well. And we've now gone from this basically women's tag team division being 2 tag teams for like half a year to suddenly it being 5 tag teams all on one brand wanting the tag team belt. I loved this. It made the tag titles feel important, the most important they have felt in quite some time, if I'm being honest, Jordy.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree. The last time I don't even think they've been this important. Like the last time I remember them being that really caring about it was that Jade and Bianca run. Do you know what I mean? The second one, I think. But this last night, there's so many people that so many big names within this kind of cluster of people that are vying for the titles. And then when you even look into the whole Liv, Rhea, Raquel dynamic, I'm intrigued there because all 3 of them were there. There's only 2 belts, and Raquel and Liv have got the history. They've been champions before, but Raquel and Roxanne have been kind of killing it together. They've been pretty solid. It looks like they have been building their chemistry together. So, like, Raquel's going to be the one I think that's either gets pushed out and Liv and Roxanne go for them, or she's going to be the one that has to choose between a new partner or an old returning partner, and it might cause a little bit more friction in that Judgment Day dynamic because I am convinced that at some point Dom and Liv are going to break off. But yeah, I can't remember. I want to see give me a give me a TLC. Give me a TLC match. I don't know, qualify for it. I don't really want more than 3 in it, 3 tag teams, but I want to see something on the same level as we saw on SmackDown, but put it on a PLE, and just the talent is unreal. So maybe 4 tag teams, maybe 4. I don't know, but I'm here for it.
I think they can make it work with all 5, if I'm being honest, because they did 5 on SmackDown last year as well, didn't they? Or was it earlier this year?
Was it 5?
They did 3 as one of them, and they also did 5 as another one. They did both of them. So I would love to actually see. I reckon 5, it could work as long as it's produced well. And Numero 1 saying the same thing. He wants a fatal 5-way ladder match for the Women's Tag Championships on the first Raw of 2026. It could be a match of the year contender. Meanwhile, Donnie is bringing up that a couple of months ago on this show, somebody said to abolish the Women's Tag titles because there aren't any tag teams. A few people have said that on this show, and every single time I've been furious with it because I don't understand why you would do that. Just book it better. That is the answer. Book it better. Don't punish the women for creative not having a good enough idea, but thankfully now it's looking a little bit better. But Chaos, I want to get your thoughts on all of this, but also the Liv Morgan Roxanne situation here, because I mean Roxanne handed Liv the tag belt and Liv handed it back. A little bit weird.
Yeah, that was a bit different, but obviously Liv has got her eyes on a bigger prize. You know, she obviously encountered Vakir earlier in the night, and she says, yeah, just all she said is that I'm back. So see you soon. So yeah, I think that's why she kind of did that, which could definitely lead to I think the Liv and Dom split is going to happen sooner rather than later. Because they just feel like Dom and Liv, they're just in their own world, and they are carrying carrying everything, and they're just gonna lock themselves out. Because don't forget, Finn is also still the mastermind in all this. He is still plotting away. He's been plotting away for months, trying to cause some tension, or trying to split people and all that stuff. So don't forget, just because Liv is back doesn't mean if anything, Finn is pissed that Liv is back. So we have to keep an eye on that for sure. Now, regarding, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but regarding the women's tag division and all that stuff, I'm just like, it was fine, but I'm like, I don't think it was strong enough or strong enough to really close off the Raw show. I mean, the main event was fine. It was a typical Raw main event, but there was a bit of sloppiness. There was a bit of botches. There was a couple of inconsistencies here and there at certain points, but it was fine for what it was. Now, in terms of when it comes to having a multi-women tag team table match or TLC, I mean, that could work, but I mean, the previous multi-women gimmick matches, they're not so memorable. Let's be honest. Like, the women's Money in the Bank match, especially earlier this year. Was it this year? Is this the one that Chelsea Green fell off the ladder? Other than that, no one remembers much of any of that. The women's War Games match, nothing to remember of that, and to remember from that. So when it comes to gimmick matches and it's multi, I'm a bit finicky on that, but we'll just have to wait and see. Who I would love to see as the next tag team champions is not even any of them. The next big thing is probably Nia Jax and Lash Legend. I feel like there's a lot of potential with them, especially Lash, because she put in a good show. If anything, she was probably the strongest person in the War Games match, not just literally, but I mean, like, she was the strongest looking one. Like, it was pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool. I'm glad that they're giving the women's tag team division some shine, but it's also starting to feel like it's one of them situations where they were just like, oh yeah, the women's tag team division. All right, let's go back to that again. You know what I mean? And this way, it's almost like they're spinning the wheels here. But
I feel like it's come about quite organically. For me,
I actually do. I do
really
like how they've done it, honestly.
Like, the whole Rhea and Io thing was like a separate thing, and they had a fallout, and then obviously they kind of united, because that originally all started with, it was like Rhea was fighting Asuka, Io was stuck in the middle, and then there was that turn. So now they've kind of, and they were friends before that through respect of like having unreal matches. So like, I do like that now they've kind of formed a team. I think the Charlotte and Alexa thing is one of the most organic things I've seen. I didn't think it was going to work, but it's worked. I think Lyra and Bailey are working, and I genuinely think all the team, and Asuka Kairi, they already were working, right? I agree with Lash and Nia as well, and I actually just think all of a sudden, not by accident, it's just like, oh, hang on, we've built a division. Like, and a really solid one that we should book well, with big names that people care a lot about. Like, I don't like Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Like, they're the two of the most loved people in women's wrestling right now. And to throw them together, I think it'll end up in it. Someone will fall out with someone, won't they? But
Jordy, I want to quickly ask you something about this, because it might just be me. And I tweeted it yesterday, and I think it might just be me. But for some reason, Rhea and Io together reminds me strangely of Batista and Rey Mysterio. It does.
I can see what you're saying.
They shouldn't really be friends. One's kind of like a massive.
You might as well say Jungle Express.
I can see it.
I know what you're saying. Especially in the way that, like, the similar styles as well. Like, I know obviously Io's not a luchador, but like, she does some high stuff.
So wait.
And Rhea's a tank. Like, Batista was a tank, so I can get it. I didn't think of it.
Are you telling me that at some point Rhea is gonna rip Io's head off?
Maybe.
Very possibly. Actually,
maybe. I can't believe
and
that you
it's
said there was nothing
difference between them too.
I can't believe we heard Chaos say that there was nothing memorable from the women's War Game match when Io Sky did a swanton bomb with a trash can on her head.
I'm going to be honest, Chaos. I think the women's win
That's
this
the only thing
year.
that people look forward to in the whole
I thought
match.
the Money in the Bank match was chaos. It was like
It was
like an
amazing. The
ECW
Rumble was
match.
too.
It was
Bloody
absolutely
wasn't. It was just Chelsea Green getting put through a table. That was
That
it.
was
Like,
the
I
year
don't remember
before.
anything else.
Yeah, no, that was the year before.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. So what the hell happened in this one?
I
besides
think that's
Naomi
more on
winning.
you for not remembering it, but the women's Money in the
Naomi
Bank
won.
was
That was it.
miles better this year.
And I also believe that we could see, like, look at what happened when we saw Liv, Io, and Bianca in a triple threat. If you add 3 more people to that are like Charlotte, Flair, Alexa, I think it'll be a banger of a TLC match. I honestly do. Like, I really believe that it'll be one of them, like at WrestleMania when Bianca, Io, and Rhea wrestled each other, and everyone went, "Well, that stole the show, didn't it?" I think it'd be another one of them moments. I genuinely believe it.
Oh yeah, keep it 3 minimum. Maybe 4-way. But
yeah,
no,
I think 10's a lot of people to be on screen at a time. It is hard to keep up. Like, if you really want to execute an absolute banger, somehow narrow it down to 3 teams, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Donnie says the Rhea Io breakup is going to feed nations. I mean, I would love it. DCX Warlord can see what I'm saying as well about Rey and Batista, but that does, guys, bring us to the end of the show. Thank you, Jordy. Thank you, Chaos. And thank you to all of you guys for watching at home. If you did enjoy, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and also there's this brand new hype button on YouTube. Yeah, just press that as well. Apparently, that helps out a lot. I don't really understand it, but thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys same time, same place tomorrow. Bye.